Joho, our women rep, is here. Honorable Ibrahim Sanei is here. Honorable Adan Dawood, who is also the host MP, is here. Honorable Yusuf, famous known as Molero, is here, MP Wajir West. Honorable Mohammed Abdo, MP Wajir South. And Honorable, who's also the father of the house, as you know, Honorable Adan Kainan from Wajir County. From Marsabit, we have Honorable Kanoraso, who is our patron. Honorable Professor Guyo, who is also from Marsabit. And we have Honorable Lekoton from Marsabit as well. From Mandera, we have our Senator Ali Ibrahim Roba, myself, of course, Honorable Abdul Haro, MP Mandera South, Honorable Hussein Waitan, Mandera East, Honorable Mohammed Abdikair, Lafe MP, Honorable Adan Haji Yusuf, MP Mandera South, Mandera West, our nominated members of Parliament, Honorable Sulaga Holbale, and Honorable Mariam Senator Wetu. From Baringo, we have Honorable Makilap from Baringo with us. From Turkana, we have Honorable Nanok, who is also our Vice Chair, Honorable Dr. Ariko, and Honorable Protas Akuja. Your Excellency, we have a number of dignitaries. County Assembly speakers are here, 14 of the speakers. I'm sure the COG governor will mention them. The deputy governors are also here. And our partners from various institutions, our ambassadors are also here. So I don't want to take much time, and our patron will later come and address and probably invite a few of us. Nevertheless, but you are most welcome. And whatever we have discussed here are many. But today, we must walk away with something from their pocket. Leave it here for the pastoralist communities. And it's not that much. It's very few. When the pastoralist number one, lead us and show us the way. Asante sana. Karibu.
Let's appreciate our chair with a lot of applause. Major Retired Bashir, thank you so much, sir. With the permission of Your Excellency, sir, allow me to invite the Patron Pastoralist Parliamentary Group.
Sorry, I forgot our senior elders who have been with us for the last 3 days. Honorable Ole Kaparo, our speaker, and is here. Honorable Hussein Maalim is here. The first PPG chairman, Honorable Dr. Abdullahi Wako, is here. We also had our senator, Madam Farhia, has been here. And I think I also forgot an MP from International who is part of PPG. His name is Ole Sankok, our ambassador for Iyala. So, and also don't forgetting our Waziri, former Waziri Mohammed Elmi. He is our very able consultant for PPG and he's been driven through this program. So, hata tunamwambia asante with all our partners and everybody else. And Karibuni. Oh, I forgot the famous, sorry, I didn't see you in time. Honorable Abdi Hussein Barre. I didn't see you, Shua. My apologies. And yeah, pia ni mbunge wetu wa Tarbach. And karibu sana Mheshimiwa. My apologies. Mheshimiwa sasa endelea, and maybe a patron will call a few other members to say something.
Your Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of Kenya Defense Forces, our host governor, all our governors present, Governor Nyang Yong, welcome. Today you are a pastoralist, and you actually look like one. Honorable members of Parliament and the Senate, county assemblies, our elders who have already been recognized, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Dido Raso, and I am the Member of Parliament representing Saku, the great county of Marsabit, and I'm also the patron of the Pastoralist Parliamentary Group. Your Excellency, we welcome you today to this very important occasion, the largest gathering of pastoralists. I think last time we were together in Garissa, and indeed you graced that occasion. Like my chairman said, today you are the president, and we know you are a pastoralist. And today we look forward not to complain. I am told there's a book in the Bible called Lamentation. Today we are not going to do lamentation. We are going to share ideas with you. We are going to also suggest and propose many things that we can do together, from members of parliament to governors to the national government. Finally, I want to thank our host governor. I think he has been gracious. I think he has gone out of his way because we were afraid. Was Wajir going to accommodate all these gathering here? We have been around for the last 3 days, and I think your organization has been magnificent. Security has been first class, and we are indeed grateful that we have gathered here today. I will make my speech as the patron, but for now, all of the delegates, development partners, government officials, please feel welcomed and feel like a pastoralist. We are the most free people in the world. Thank you.
Let us appreciate our chairperson, Frontier Counties Development Council. Thank you so much, sir. Your Excellency, allow me now to invite the chairperson, Frontier Counties Development Council, Governor for Marsabit County, Governor Mahmoud Mohammed Ali, to make his remark. Let's appreciate our governor.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defense Forces, Honorable Dr. William Samoei Ruto, and in interest of time, all protocols observed. Your Excellency, this is the 4th edition of the Pastoralist Leadership Summit. We're indeed very grateful that you found time to be here. We are very passionate about this subject, but so as not to lose the content of what, as FCDC, we figured out. I have a small script that I will wish to go through for your attention, Your Excellency, sir. It is indeed a great honor and privilege for me to stand before you as a leader from the pastoralist community in Kenya, and more importantly, as the chair of the Frontier Counties Development Council, FCDC, a regional bloc comprising 10 counties, covering 65% of Kenya's landmass. Your Excellency, Pastoralist Leadership Summit brings together the leaders from pastoralist communities, development partners, and friends of pastoralists to celebrate the resilience, tenacity, courage, and the audacity of hope of the Kenyan pastoralists to soldier on in the face of formidable challenges. The summit also provides us with the opportunity to brainstorm on how best and how fast we can unlock the immense yet untapped potential of the pastoralist areas. We are profoundly delighted that, Your Excellency, you found time to join us and accord us your distinguished company and magnanimity of your attention as we conclude this 4th edition of Pastoralist Leadership Summit. Your Excellency, over the past 3 days, we deliberated about the state of underdevelopment across the length and breadth of ASAL areas, the high incidences of poverty and household food insecurity among ASAL populations, the declining natural resource base, and the high vulnerability of the ASAL communities to disasters such as drought and floods. We also shared ideas and deliberated on actionable solutions as we proudly spoke about the enormous potential that exists in the ASALs. I will not narrate to you the problems that we deliberated about, nor will I describe those enormous potentials, nor the actions that needed to be taken to reverse the narrative of fragility and economic vulnerability of the ASAL communities. Your Excellency, the failure to develop the arid and semi-arid lands of Kenya is not due to a lack of understanding of what should be done. It is due to a lack of political will to do that which should be done. Your Excellency, we knew since independence that ending drought emergencies was not only an economic imperative, but an achievable goal. Every government has always known the importance of livestock sector to Kenya's national economic growth. A lot has been said and written on how harnessing natural resources that exist in Kenya's ASALs could drive and sustain national development. But up until now, little has been done to act on these understandings. However, during this summit and through our discussions, one thing that became clear is the interdependence between ASALs and other regions of Kenya. There is a symbiotic relationship between the economies of the ASAL and those of the non-ASALs that is not possible to realize sustainable economical growth in Kenya if ASALs are not incorporated into the national development agenda. This summit has made it clear that directing substantial resources towards the development of the ASALs should not wait any longer. We need to admit here and now that developing the ASALs, addressing the root causes of structural poverty and persistent societal vulnerability of the ASAL communities is no longer a choice. It is a prerequisite of Kenya's sustainable development. Finally, Your Excellency, I must take a moment to acknowledge your dedication to fully operationalize the Equalization Fund. The recent launch of 1,236 projects under the Equalization Fund is a testimony to your pursuit of equitable development in our country. As I commend you for your dedication, it is our request that you insulate equitable development of Kenya from political infiltrations by political actors. Currently, the Equalization Fund is spread across 34 counties and 111 constituencies, instead of the original 14 counties to be targeted by the fund. Unless a bold decision is made to stop this overspreading of Equalization Fund, there is a risk that the fund will not realize the transformative, impactful, and equitable development that is intended for. As I conclude, Your Excellency, I want to give you the assurances of our commitment and that of the FCDC fraternity to support you in your leadership and your endeavor to unite Kenya and lead our nation to prosperity together. Your Excellency, I just want to recognize the very many partners who have stood with us in contributing towards the success of this summit. Since the host governor himself, a member of the FCDC, we will leave the opportunity for him to recognize the respective players who have contributed to this success of this forum, plus recognizing the FCDC fraternity that is present with us here today. Your Excellency, we are indeed very, very grateful and welcome to Pastoralist Leadership Summit. Thank you very much and God bless.
Thank you so much. Our Chairperson, Frontier Counties and Development Council and the Governor, Marsabit County, Honorable Governor Mohamud. Your Excellency, sir, with your permission, allow me to invite the Chairperson, Council of Governors and the Governor of Wajir County, Governor Ahmed, who will make his remark. And with your permission, sir, also acknowledge the Ambassador for Swiss to Kenya and also the Assistant Secretary General, UNDP. Karibu, Governor. Let's appreciate Governor wetu kwa makofi mazuri.
Bismillah. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, and the Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, Dr. William Samoei Ruto. Your Excellency, welcome to Wajir. Your Excellency, I joked with you the other day that we're waiting for you like rain. We are glad to have you here. In economics, they talk of something called diminishing marginal utility. The places that you go one too many times don't seem to appreciate you. Please come back to us many more times. Your Excellency, before I make my brief remarks, with the indulgence, because the only two Excellency governors here, and the third is representing my party leader who was also invited. I want to call them up stage here to just greet the people. So I'll start with my brother, the governor of Mandera, to make some very brief comments. Your Excellency, as he comes up, the governor of Garissa was with us here, and he had to travel back to Garissa under emergency last night. He lost his brother, and we say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. May he rest in peace. He really wanted to be here, but as a result of that emergency, he could not be with us. Karibu, Governor.
Thank you, Chair. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, and all other protocol observed. Your Excellency, I just want to take this opportunity, joining my chairman in welcoming you to Wajir and by extension to the northeastern region of Kenya. Your Excellency, we cannot take for granted for you to travel all the way to Wajir to grace this important occasion. And Your Excellency, we're also looking forward to your planned visit to northeastern region. We have planned it several times, and it will happen when Allah will, but we are really, really waiting for you, and we hope that by mid-January, we will start the tour. Your Excellency, I just want to mention one thing. There's one thing that is always very close to my heart. It is the road from Isiolo to Mandera. Your Excellency, in the morning we say there's a problem with coordination in matters of implementing this road. But there's also a challenge in coordinating security issues concerning the road. Your Excellency, from Wajir going to Mandera, we have security challenges, which, of course, as the county government of Wajir and county government of Mandera and the people of these two counties, we are prepared to defend in the implementation of this road. Your Excellency, what we really require is a proper security coordination. We have challenge in that area because this is not a normal project. The challenges are there. We know it very well. If we don't coordinate it well, because there are people who look at this project as getting allowances and project implementation. And there's already pull and push within the security managers. And we need to be very honest with ourselves. Unless the security arrangement of this road from Wajir to Mandera is properly coordinated, and then the local communities involved, there is danger that this project might not see the light of the day. So, Your Excellency, as we requested you the other day when we met you as members of UDM, this project needs to move to your office because there are some Kenyans who doesn't see this as an important project. And unless it is put in the right place, which we believe it will be under your office. I know your intention. You mean good, very well, good for these people of this region. And unless it is moved there, this project will not be successful. And if this one fails now, then your legacy in this region will going to be a challenge. Finally, I just want to confirm to you that in the last election, we didn't do very well in terms of the way we used to do things in 2017 and 2013. I just want to assure you that we have discussed as a region, and we are fully behind you, and we're going to deliver 99% of our work. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Governor. And may I now invite the Governor of Lamu County, His Excellency Isa Abdallah Timami.
Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, Excellency Governors here present, Honorable Members of Parliament of both houses, Honorable Members of County Assemblies, Honorable Speakers, distinguished guests. First, let me greet you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am sure when the President saw me here at the airport, he must have been wondering, what is Lamu doing here? I just want to inform him that until the 1960s, we had NFD and contagious districts. Contagious districts were Lamu and Tana River. So Lamu is here by right. I also want to assure the President that our region, and Lamu is a founder member of FCDC. And we want to assure him, in our region, come 2027, we are prepared and we shall back him. I want to tell him that he doesn't even bother to come and campaign in our region. Si tumeamua. Hebu inueni mikono waone tumeamua. Your Excellency, our region and all, our biggest challenge is water. Na tunaomba serikali iwekeze vilivyo ili watu wetu tuondoe shida ya maji katika eneo letu. Kwa hivyo sitaki kusema mengi, ninawashukuru wale wote ambao mmefika, na tunamwambia Rais Ruto kuwa mambo bado, na yeye mwenyewe atajionea hii kipindi imebaki, ile support tutampea. Asanteni sana na Mungu atubariki.
Thank you very much, Governor. Your Excellency, I just want to recognize the Deputy Governors who are here. If they may just stand up. I think there are lots of leaders who are recognized. Deputy Governors representing the Governors, please stand where you are so that His Excellency can see you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Speakers of county assemblies who are here, please stand up where you are. Thank you very much. MCAs who are here, please stand where you are so that His Excellency can see you. Asanteni, we recognize all of you. You are critical leaders in the cog of governance in this country, in the cog of the wheel of governance in this country. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, there are a number of development partners who are represented here. There are many of them. I'll just mention them by name. There's the Christensen Fund. They have all helped in one way or the other. There's the Netherlands Embassy. There is the EU, the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, the Aga Khan University, Interpeace, USAID. There are also a number of local and international organizations, including those from the UN family. There is SolarGen, Jamil Observatory, Millennium Water, GTZ, Code Aid, WFP, safer world. The State Department of Assaults also helped us a lot. I should also have mentioned the Swiss Embassy. Your Excellency, by way of my remarks, may I reiterate that we are glad to have you here. We've had 3 days of deliberations in this hall. In the last 3 days, you can't imagine the number of times that a contributor said, now that we have a president who is a pastoralist. So expectations are abound. There is a lot of hope that you'll say a lot of good things here that will help move the pastoral economy forward. Your Excellency, there's a presentation that was made by your economic advisor, Dr. David Ndi, here yesterday. And he compared a pastoralist county, Marsabit, and a non-pastoralist county. I think it was the county of Kirinyaga. And he proved to us that in terms of potential, in terms of the potential to contribute to the economy, Marsabit is way ahead. And he had the facts and figures. Your Excellency, we've also, on many occasions in the last 3 days, mentioned the sessional paper number 10 of 1965, which sessional paper categorized Kenya into the Kenya with potential and the Kenya without potential. And we were erroneously, I would say, classified as the Kenya without potential. But now the realities of today is making all of us realize that the only potential remaining is in the Kenya that was deemed not to have potential. We have virgin land, which is rich. The soils are arable. Increasingly, our water situation is improving. Your Excellency, in many forums I've said, in the Kenya where there is water, there is no land left, so we must take water to the Kenya that has land, so that we can feed ourselves as a country. Your Excellency, in 2016, you'll remember, as Deputy President, when you came here with the then President, there was the Kenya Livestock Marketing Council, which you pronounced yourselves on. To date, it's yet to be operationalized. It has no council members or board. We believe it is a critical institution if we have to make our livestock marketable. Our chair of the FCDC has spoken about equalization. I'll not repeat what he said, but Your Excellency, the sunset clause will be kicking in 6 years. We need your help to do one of two things: to release all the money so that we can implement the projects before the end of the sunset clause, or reasonably extend the sunset clause so that we don't lose that money. On the specific interventions that we discussed with you, and as far as this particular county of Wajir is concerned, I was a witness to all the calls you made, all the instructions you gave on the issue of Wajir water and sewerage, on the issue of dealing with the challenges that we have with electricity here and the attempts to link us to the national grid, the instructions that you gave on the fast-tracking and unclogging of the bottlenecks with respect to the Isiolo-Mandera Road, and in particular with the annuity program, on the instructions that you gave on the Bute Dam, and the numerous other requests that were made by the leadership of Wajir County. And we thank you for giving us time to discuss our problems as a county with you the moment you landed. We don't take it for granted, and we thank you for those interventions. Your Excellency, of late and in the recent past, there has been a lot of noises about the Social Health Authority and the Social Health Insurance Fund. There's also been noises from certain quarters about the National Equipment Support Program. Your Excellency, I wear two hats as the governor of Wajir County, but I'm also, as you all know, the current chair of the Council of Governors of Kenya. Your Excellency, if there is one thing that there is no controversy, no difference in opinion, no dispute between the COG and the national government, it is the implementation of SHA and the National Equipment Support Program. We're already seeing the benefits of SHA, Your Excellency. In my phone, I have messages which I have shared with leaders in many platforms of claims approved in our referral hospital to the tune of hundreds of thousands for surgical operations for patients who could not afford to pay those bills. By virtue of just registering as members, they were processed, they received the treatment they needed, which are complicated surgical treatments, operations, and we are receiving the claim we made to SHA. On the National Equipment Support Program, Your Excellency, this is a culmination of deliberations that went on for well over a year. And I have been at the center of it, initially as Vice Chair of Council, and now as the Chair of Council. We evaluated, we weighed our options of the best way to replace the aging mesh equipment, and also to equip new facilities, upcoming facilities, such as the Level 5 hospital that we're building in this county. There was the option of outright purchase, which, given the reality of our economy, we could not afford. And we, consensually, between ourselves and the Ministry of Health and all the players in the health sector, agreed that the best way to go is public-private partnership. In the procuring of the vendors for the various categories of equipment, we also agreed as a Council of Governors to be represented by the Secretariat of the COG. And we were briefed every so often. We will call a full council meeting to be updated on how we are doing. So I want to ask the fourth estate to at times check the facts. Please check the facts with those that it concerns. It concerns us. We are on board. We are okay with it. We are waiting for the equipment to be delivered and deployed. Your Excellency, I would want to end it there, but before I sit, you will allow me, with your indulgence, to allow only 2 people before I welcome the Minister to welcome you. I want to allow the regional head of the UNDP, who's traveled all the way to Kenya for this meeting, to, on behalf of all the development partners who are here and who work with these 15 pastoralist counties, to come and greet the gathering in the presence of the President of the Republic of Kenya. And thereafter, I'll call upon the representative of my party leader, who is the acting party leader, to also come and make some remarks. Madam, please. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, Dr. William Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya, it's good to see you again, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, Governor Ahmed Abdullahi, thank you for welcoming us to this beautiful county. Honorable governors, distinguished pastoralist leaders, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's really a privilege to address you today and to be visiting this county for the first time. And on behalf of the United Nations, and in particular the United Nations Development Program, I want to extend a sincere appreciation for the partnership that we enjoy with the government of Kenya at national and at local level. You have been here 3 days and you have been discussing many things. So there is not much that I can tell you in terms of the situation, but just this morning arriving here and observing a little bit some of the activities, I was quite impressed to see the level of detail and practicality of the activities that you have been engaging in to unlock the potential of these regions in the north. And I want to congratulate you because I heard the women, I heard also some of the governors and the leaders, and I think what I felt was a sense of urgency and commitment to delivering value to the people of this region. You know, Kenya's pastoralist region, as we've heard just now from the governor, has immense potential for economic transformation. But this can only be realized through strong partnerships between the government, the private sector, and the development partners. And we're very pleased today that we traveled from Nairobi with some of our development partners. At UNDP, I would say we remain committed to supporting Kenya's inclusive growth. We will continue to catalyze finance, foster innovation, and promote multi-stakeholder collaboration to ensure that no one is left behind. Your Excellency, on the 6th, you launched a very important initiative with us, the Green Tech Hub of Timbuktu. The idea being that we mobilize the talent of our young people who work in tech and tech-enabled innovation to bring solutions to some of the wicked challenges that you are discussing here today that are climate-related, but also that present opportunities for green jobs, green transportation, and everything green. In other words, the potential that you speak about, Governor, could be lying in the opportunities that we have with our young people today who are so tech-savvy. And it is that technology, crowding in new technologies into this space that will help you get there. So my plea today is that you do not ignore the young people and their innovation. And we need to make sure that the solution, the journey here includes a lot of our youth because they really have the answers at their fingertips with the new technologies. And UNDP is putting its best foot forward to make sure that that asset of our youth and the ingenuity that they bring to this space has support and that we continue to invest in it. As we move forward, let's then reaffirm our commitment to the pastoralist communities as vital contributors to Kenya's growth, to its resilience, and to national cohesion. Together, I believe that we can reimagine pastoralism as a transformative force for sustainable development, for prosperity, and for equity for all. I thank you.
Thank you very much. May I now then invite His Excellency Professor Anyang' Nyong'o. Professor Anyang' Nyong'o is the acting party leader of the Orange Democratic Party, representing the Right Honorable Raila Odinga. Your Excellency, as you come up, I am under a lot of pressure from the people in this hall that broad-based holds before up to and after 2027.
I tell you. My dear friend, Governor Ahmed Abdullahi, thank you for those compliments. My President, His Excellency William Samoei Ruto, we go a long way. And I thank you for our coming to Kisumu the other day for our investment conference. I was very happy when I arrived at the airport and saw your plane there, because I know I'm going to have a ride back. Asante sana. My fellow governors who are here, leaders of the pastoralists in this place, and ladies and gentlemen, I come here really on behalf of the party leader, Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, who could not come because he's on a mission supported by our president to become chairman of the African Union. And so he sent me, Your Excellency, to come and represent him. And what I'm going to read are his sentiments, not mine. I'm just a voice. But before I do that, I want to reveal also my very special relationship with the chairman of the Council of Governors, Ahmed Abdullahi. Hold me responsible for his having become chairman, because it's me who picked up a phone and called Ahmed. I said, the elections are coming. I'm proposing you to be chairman of the Council of Governors. And I never go wrong. Ama sivyo? Makofi kwangu basi. Now let me read on behalf of my party leader. It is an honor and privilege to represent our party leader today, His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga, at this important summit. On behalf of our party leader and the Orange Democratic Movement, I bring you warm greetings and best wishes for a fruitful and impactful deliberation. ODM, under the leadership of Raila Amolo Odinga, has always stood and will continue to stand with pastoralists and other marginalized communities in Kenya. Our commitment in advancing your interest is not just a political stance. It is built upon a firm belief and commitment to social justice, shared prosperity, and inclusive development. History reminds us that the marginalization of pastoralist communities in Kenya was instituted by colonial economic policies, which prioritized production for Europe's consumption. Colonial authorities disregarded the unique contributions and needs of regions inhabited by pastoralist communities, treating them as second-class citizens. It is a shame that 6 decades after independence, this systemic neglect persists in many ways. Post-independence Kenya inherited and reinforced discriminatory policies that concentrated development and investment along the Kenya-Uganda Railway, leaving vast swaths of our nation undeveloped. This historical injustice was not merely accidental, it was deliberate and its effects continue to hinder progress among pastoralist communities, even to this very day. It is for this reason, ladies and gentlemen, that ODM stood in solidarity with marginalized communities and fought to ensure the establishment of the Equalization Fund in our Constitution. This fund was designed to address historical imbalances by channeling resources to regions that had been left behind. However, we must candidly acknowledge that the implementation of this fund has been delayed and frustrated, denying deserving communities the development they greatly and urgently need. As a party, we shall not tire of fighting for equality and inclusion in economic interventions, political representation, and public employment. Our vision for Kenya is one where no community is left behind, where every citizen has a fair shot at prosperity, regardless of where they reside or come from. Our party leader, His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga, has consistently and untiringly championed the cause of devolution. He has emphasized that devolution must be made to work, not just in principle, but in practice. Despite challenges, frustrations, and even outright sabotage, the establishment of county government has brought progress to pastoralist communities that was previously unimaginable. We salute the strides you have made in advancing local governance, education, and healthcare within your counties. Another significant challenge facing pastoralist communities is the impact of climate change. While all Kenyans are affected by this global crisis in one way or another, it is a fact that pastoralist communities bear an inordinate burden. Droughts, dwindling water resources, and shrinking grazing lands have pushed these communities to the brink. Addressing these impacts requires special attention from the national government and development partners who are here today. And I thank the government, His Excellency William Ruto, for paying special attention to this region. This is a crisis that cannot be ignored. And ODM will continue to champion your cause to ensure that solutions are not only found, but implemented. ODM has stood with you in the past and will continue to walk the journey with you. Together, we shall push for policies and programs that bring lasting development and dignity to pastoralist communities. Together, we shall fight for a Kenya where every citizen feels included and valued. As we continue our deliberations today, let us be guided by a shared vision of unity, equity, and progress. Let us reaffirm our commitment to ensuring that Kenya becomes a nation where no one is left behind. We thank you, and may our collective efforts bear fruit for the benefit of our communities and future generations. Asanteni sana.
May I now invite the Cabinet Secretary for Environment and Climate Change, the Honorable Adan Duale.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya and the Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defense Forces and the new Chair of the East Africa Community, my good friend and brother, the Chairman of Council of Governors and the Governor of Wajir, distinguished governors, distinguished senators, distinguished members of parliament who have been their leader for many years, and Your Excellency, I was the leader of this group for 10 years and handed over to Honorable Raso and the other team. Our good and important high ambassadors and development partners, the leadership of the national government led by our regional coordinator, heads of security. Your Excellency, I will not talk about environment, climate change, and forestry because the director of climate change, as an expert, was here. She presented. All our team were here from KEFRI and all the other ministries. Your Excellency, I am a son of the pastoralist, but today I am a minister of the Republic of Kenya. And the people of Wajir County, the leadership, this morning led by our governor, gave you the critical issues for the 3 counties. Water and sewerage for Garissa, for Wajir County, electricity, and Your Excellency, your legacy, which you have started when you are the Deputy President, this very important road called the Horn of Africa Gateway Development Project, which is funded by the World Bank and many other partners, including the government of Kenya. Your Excellency, before I continue, we have Principal Secretaries here who were here 4 days. Principal Secretary Umi Bashir, Principal Secretary Abdi Dubat, Principal Secretary Ismail Madej, Principal Secretary Kelo Harsama, and our Principal Secretary in charge of livestock. Very important, Bana Jonathan Mike. Please clap for them. Your Excellency, since you became and took over, and I'm happy today, Professor Anyang' Nyong'o did not say it. I am very happy because at one time you were the deputy party leader of ODM and Anyang' Nyong'o was the Secretary General. And I can tell you, and Honorable Henry Kosgei was the chairman. And I can tell you that was one of the times when a political party was run very well. I was a very young parliamentarian. So, siasa si uadui, siasa ni urafiki, na siasa ni mashindano. Your Excellency, since you became a president, there is peace, tranquility, and security in the pastoral areas. This region, the 5 counties in this region that border Ethiopia and Somalia, used to have serious security threat internally and externally. And I want to speak it even as a former minister, your Minister for Defense. Since you took over security, even in the North Rift, the interclan wars, the cattle wrestling, you said it when you were campaigning and it ended. Thank you very much on behalf of the leadership and on behalf of the cabinet that today me and my sister are representing. Number 2, Your Excellency, you have done 3 things, and I want you to continue. 3 things, what I have been around. 3 things, and Professor Anyang' Nyong'o will bear with me that. 3 things that President Kibaki tried and he could not do. President Uhuru tried and he could not do. These 3 things, the first one is on the unity of the people of Kenya. You will go into history as the only president when he was elected, because election is an event. Election is just one-day event. You are the only president who said, regardless of where you come from, regardless of your social status, regardless of your political status, regardless of your religious affiliation, and the county you come from, Kenya is one, and the people of Kenya must be treated as one. I want to thank you, and there are many of us, there are thousands and millions of Kenyans who will work with you. And Professor Anyang' Nyong'o is here representing Honorable Raila Odinga. We are so proud of you. Yesterday, you drove to our former president, a person you and myself worked with. You have reached out to former Prime Minister, And we encourage you to reach out to all leaders so that each and every leader, whether in the opposition, whether in government, we agree on one thing, on how Kenya can move forward. So, Your Excellency, we are behind you. There is leadership, we are all behind you, and I'm sure everybody in Kenya is very happy. Election is one event, uniting the country, developing the country. Number two, Your Excellency, universal health care was tried by President Kibaki. And I want to say it here, one of the many things, but the two crucial things that can tell, and the ambassador of Ireland is here, the ambassador of Switzerland is here. One of the things that differentiate two countries, one which is developed and one which is underdeveloped, are two things: healthcare and education. And you have picked those two. But let me pick on universal healthcare. Universal healthcare, President Kibaki tried. Honorable Charity Gilu was the minister. And it reached a stage where even President Kibaki said, no, this is a hot potato, I can't touch it. President Uhuru Kenyatta started it. Kisumu was one of the pilot counties. Kisumu, Machakos, Isiolo, and I think Nakuru. Or Nyeri. Those four counties were the pilots of the universal health care. At one stage, the President Uhuru said, this thing is too hot. Let me drop it. It died. Today, I want to tell the people of Kenya, Your Excellency, that universal health care should be, in fact, your main legacy, because it affects every section of our society. And why do I say so? Universal health care model has brought a new, better modification than NHIF. 54%, Your Excellency, 54% of Kenyans cannot afford good health care. That's why these members of parliament, everybody were doing fundraising. That's why there's a huge migration. If you look at the numbers of Kenyans going to India to look for health care, you can't imagine. And the crisis happened during the COVID. Majority of our unemployed, those in the informal sector, the market we have just passed here, will access this universal, this social health authority. And governor have said it. Today, before this, I was paying about 5,000 shillings. Now I'm paying close to 39,000. So those of us in the higher rank, I am sure the president is paying about 60, 70,000. So those who are paying 500, now it has dropped to 300, 54%. 54% of the people who are the lower cadre, and these are facts, are now paying 300. And when they pay 300, you access